Hi guys, and welcome to the Portsmouth vs Sunderland match preview. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm getting pretty sick of them making these previews. I can't remember the last time I've done a preview that didn't involve Portsmouth, but we're going to have to do it again. So, last time in the first leg of the playoff semi-final, we did beat Portsmouth by a 0-0, and since then, of course, Ozturk did get sent off in that game, and it has, of course, as expected, it has been overturned. So Ozturk will be available to play in that next game at Fratton Park on Thursday against Portsmouth, which, it's good news, but it's also really frustrating because he got sent off with about, 20, 25 minutes left. And we'd only just scored as well, and we really were on top at that point. So, you never know. We could have gone on to score another one, another two. You don't know. I can't predict and say, it's for sure, but it definitely just cancelled out any form of chance for us to go on and score. Although we did obviously go forward and we managed to hit the post on the counter attack, but it cancelled out any sort of plans to go forward and go for another one or two goals. So it gave Portsmouth a massive advantage in that sense. So that's really really frustrating. And I'm hoping it's frustrating how our players or any player, for any team when they get sent off, they can get themselves a 3-match ban. Whereas I'd like to see the referee get a 3-match ban because he's done his job wrong. Do you know what I mean? It's just frustrating, and to think that's our, I think, third appeal this season from different sending offs that have been overturned, which just shows the absolutely shocking level of refereeing in League One. So it's really frustrating, and then of course this was in a playoff semi-final, which is a very important game. There's been another couple of games where sending offs have been overturned in games in which we probably should have won, and sending offs has ruined it for us. Like the Walsall game when Power was sent off, and that completely ruined the game for us. But anyway, that's by the by. At least we do have Ozturk back. Now, Fratton Park, this is going to be a completely different ball game to me. Personally, they're going to come out absolutely flying because they have to. As I did mention in the actual match review of the last game, they're going to have to come out absolutely flying. I think a couple of their players have already said, they're planning on battering us. Whether that means, they're planning to do a bit of Maguire-esque shithousery, we'll have to see. But the good thing about the last game, which I didn't really touch upon, is the sort of shithousery of our players in the last game, which we don't normally do. We're not normally that kind of team, and I don't normally endorse it or condone that kind of play. But we've come up against it a million times this season, against different teams. And Portsmouth do it themselves in terms of trying to wind our players up, get under the skin. And usually we don't really do that. I mean, Maguire's done it a handful of times this season because that's what we know and love him for, as well as being a very good player. But our team don't really do that. But we were doing that a little bit and giving them a taste of their own medicine a little bit towards the back end of the last game against Portsmouth. And by all means, go for it, wind them up, get under the skin, and see what happens. It's particularly Maguire, and that's where I think, not just because he's a good player, Maguire should definitely start in this second leg. So the team I would go for in this second leg, I would go for McLaughlin in goal, Oviedo. I'd like to see Ozturk, and I would like to see Don being brought into the lineup. Whether that'll happen, I would probably expect Ross to give us a pretty much unchanged squad. Maybe putting Maguire instead of Honeyman, but I'm expecting a pretty unchanged squad. But personally, I would have Dunn there instead of Flanagan. 09 at right back. I'll have Katz and Power in the middle, like I say. Maguire, put him as that attacking midfielder in the hole just before Charlie White, or just behind him, should I say. I'd have Morgan on the right and McGeady on the left. But I'm still, after hearing Jack Ross today, he's still relatively unsure as to whether he'll be fit enough. It's just a case of whether McGeady says he's okay to play on the day. So I would, if not McGeady, then I put Gooch there because he was very good last time against Portsmouth, and hopefully that'll be good enough to do a job there. But I'm, like I said in the review, I hope to God that Ross doesn't go into this game with the game plan of sit back, absorb pressure, and try and hold on for dear life to this 1-goal advantage, because they are going to come at us. To me, I think Portsmouth just had a bit of a bad day. At this stage in life, they didn't play to the levels in which I know they can play. They do have some very good players in their squad, and if they're on form, Jamal Lowe, Ronan Curtis, there's some really good pacey, skillful players out on the wings, and if they're all firing out on all cylinders, then and we're just sitting back, it could be an absolute bloodbath. But if we do get in their face, grit our teeth, maybe get under the skin if needs be, but still try and show our quality and try and go for goal ourselves, then I believe we can do it. But my prediction, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think Maguire will get one again. I do think Portsmouth will take the lead, and I think it will be Maguire who gets the equalising goal that will hopefully take us through to the playoff final. But that is my prediction. What do you think the score's going to be, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm happy that Ozturk is, of course, back as well. But if you have enjoyed this little preview, please hit the like button for me. It'd be massively appreciated. And subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the SUNDERLAND army. But for now, you take care and stay jamming.